2 minutes ago, I finished recording a video, and that was all about the 5 reasons you should consider moving to Saudi. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it on its head a little bit. I'm gonna tell you 5 reasons why you should not move to Saudi. And this is something I have sort of learned from other expats here, people who have come here and last 6 months, 3 months, a year, really are kind of learnings from those people. And also, to be honest, learnings from people who have stayed here for the test of time, right? A year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and what their frames are when considering why, like, what it takes to live here. Because it's not easy. I'm saying that, like, it's not easy to live here. But if you know what you're coming into, if you understand your values and what it is you want out of life, then at least there's not that disconnect as you arrive here and then realize, oh fuck, oh, this isn't what I signed up for. So number 1, wahed, 1 in Arabic. I'm gonna teach you the numbers, up to 5 as we go through. If you are all about that party lifestyle, so for me, I moved over here when I was 29, okay? So I had my 20s of like living for the weekend, escaping work at the weekend, getting, you know, all that stuff, clubs, bars, Ibiza, Vegas. It was great, don't get me wrong. But I'd got that out of my system. Like, I had done all of that kind of stuff. And so coming here, it was a real good opportunity to then focus on myself, right? So you're coming to a dry country, right, where alcohol is illegal. And to be honest, I hope it stays illegal for quite some time, because alcohol brings nothing but issues, problems with people, with society. But anyway, maybe that's a video for another time. If you're someone who works hard during the week and then wants to get absolutely hammered at the weekend, every weekend, this place is not for you. I'm just saying, because ultimately you don't have that same escape, right? You can't go to the bars, you can't go to the clubs and just get absolutely wasted. There's more wholesome things like going to the cafes and getting totally caffeinated at midnight. Not quite the same, but you know, gives you a little bit of a buzz maybe. And so what I've found from those people who come over with that mindset is they will often take trips to Bahrain or Dubai or other places every weekend or every other weekend. You know, they'll do their thing over there, they'll drink as much as they want, they'll come back and then carry on with life here. What I want you to think about in relation to that is all this extra money you're bringing in, right, from moving here. You're spending it on flights, you're spending it on incredibly expensive alcohol in these countries, UAE, Bahrain, with all the taxes and stuff. So there's a sort of, you're earning more, yes, but then you're probably spending more to get wasted. And so question is that sustainable? Is that something you want to do for the year? My advice to you is look at this as a golden opportunity to come here and just leave that behind, with all the distractions, with all the bad habits, with all the negative stuff which comes with getting pissed up every weekend. This is a time to focus on you, and you really can and you should be making the most of it. Number 2, ethnain. You should not move here if you are not ready to immerse yourself in a different culture. It's as simple as that. If you're not ready to immerse yourself, if you're not ready to embrace a different culture, and you're always going to be comparing in a sort of negative way back to life in the US or the UK or Europe, then yeah, I would say it's not necessarily for you. Because as I mentioned in my previous video, one of the really nice things about coming here is that you get to experience something different culture, different people, different traditions. And that is really where the beauty lies. And if you can't see that, or if you don't want to see that, then, you know, your expectations are going to be very different to your reality. And then there's going to be a conflict. You're going to get pissed off. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to get annoyed with how things work. And that is something that I've mentioned in previous videos. Here, you just have to go with the flow. There's a different pace of life. Things are a little bit more chilled, especially here in Jeddah. And so just calm. Things will happen when they happen. Yes, you can push, you can remind, you can nudge, but like you can't, you can, you can't fight. If you fight, you're gonna lose. So yeah, if you're not ready to embrace, experience a different culture, then stay where you are. It's not for you. Number 3, thalatha. So if you're coming here with the mindset of, I'm gonna do a year, I'm gonna make as much money as I can, and then F off, I would say you're missing out. You would be missing out on such a bigger opportunity for yourself. Because that's what a lot of people think when they come here. They think, okay, Arab country, Saudi, they're gonna pay the big bucks, I'm gonna make a load of money, I'm gonna get rich. But actually the beauty is enriching, right? Yes, you make good money for sure, but to be able to give knowledge, your expertise, whatever that might be, relationships, friendships, this, that, everything, that is really where the beauty lies. And so you don't want to bleed a company dry. You don't want to bleed a person dry. You want to enhance, because at the end of the day, as I mentioned, networking and relationships are number one here. So you might come for a particular job, but in a year's time, 5 years' time, you might be doing something totally different, living a life you never thought even was possible for yourself. So that's my advice to you, is if you're looking to come here just to get rich, it's probably not for you, because you're missing out on a huge part of what moving here is about. And that is the culture, that is the opportunity, the potential, both in terms of what you're giving back, but then also what is being received by you. So something to consider. Basically, be a nice person. Number 4, Arba. There's this common thing, I've mentioned it already, where Western expats particularly think the world revolves around them. I, to be honest, have fallen into this trap. It's like this expat complex where it's almost like being back home in the West, say, you feel or you're told, or it's kind of embedded into you, where the country you live, I'm talking probably UK and US, is the best in the world, right? We've got our shit together, no one's better than us, blah, blah, blah. And there's this narrative there. Well, unsurprisingly, right? Because the UK basically ruled the world for however many years with that empire. And so if you're thinking you're coming here, you're going to be the dog's bollocks, you're going to be the shit, everything's going to revolve around you, I would say sort of check yourself on that a little bit. Come in, be humble, be kind, be generous, all of these different things, and everything that you give, you'll receive, right? Again, it's about being just a nice person, being a good human, not being entitled or selfish or spoiled or anything like that. And to be honest, I learned this over time. I did. To be honest, I really wish I did come in initially with, open arms and open heart, and just really looking to interact, engage, and embrace, rather than, thinking you're kind of up here. And I mean, to admit this and to say this is quite, I guess, embarrassing in a way. But that's kind of what I would say. Like, if you're coming here thinking, I'm gonna be the shit, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that, like, just check yourself. Come in being humble, be nice, be kind, be a good human, ultimately. And number 5, Khamsa. Terrible accent, I know. And this is one I get a lot of the time, actually. And it's essentially girlfriend, boyfriend, okay? The girlfriend's got a job, or the boyfriend's got a job. And then the partner wants to come with them, right? Totally understandable. The issue is, if you're not married, you can't live together. The partner can't come on the spouse's iqama and residency. So the only real option you have is a tourist visa, or to get a job here or find yourself a job or whatever that might be. So my advice is, if you are the partner, so the boyfriend or girlfriend is coming for the job, and then the girlfriend or boyfriend, the other half, shall we say, is then tagging along. For this person, I would be really considered around if this is the right move for you. I know what relationships are like, and you want to be together, you want to, experience everything together. This is a big move and a big opportunity for you both, and maybe you'll get married at some point soon. So it's just a consideration. The person who's coming without the job, by all means, come, experience, see what it's like. But ultimately, you're going to have to make the decision for yourself whether it is right for you. Because if you're not working, like, I'm going to be honest, there's not a crazy amount to do during the day, right? You might be stuck in a compound. You might be stuck in a compound. You might be stuck in an apartment. You might be, doing your own thing, which isn't engaging, isn't fulfilling. You get bored, you get frustrated, then resentment builds in and this and that, and it's a bit of a horrible place to be in. I've heard this many times from people who've been in this situation. And so my advice is just be aware of that. Come with an open mind, see what it's like, and then make that decision for yourself rather than just wanting to be attached to the other person at all costs. Because obviously if you're coming over to be attached and spend time together, they're going to be working. It's going to be you who's going to have to find stuff to do with yourself. So those are my 5 reasons you should consider to not move to Saudi. I would love to get any thoughts, any comments, anything like, Pete, what about this? You forgot about this. This is the most obvious one. It's quite possible I did forget something. Hit me up on Instagram. Hit me up in the comments, wherever it might be. Please like, share, subscribe. I would love to know if you feel these videos are useful. And thank you once again for watching.